Hello and welcome to Diegetic Advancement. My name is Riley, and today I'll be talking about alignment. Last episode I talked about good and evil, and as a quick summary, good and evil are personal or community beliefs, not universal truths. I expect players to be aligned within a group on the side of good, of humanity, or just cooperating within their group, and fighting against the side of evil, the enemies. Traditionally, alignment in D&D is either law or chaos and neutrality in the middle, and I've seen neutrality be interpreted as balance between law and chaos or just indifference. Because law and chaos are often misinterpreted as good and evil, I handle these slightly differently. Instead of law, I have order, and chaos is still chaos. Both of these at their extremes would be bad for our adventurers, or evil, but in moderation or fighting against the opposite extreme would be good. Order is complete control, and chaos is complete uncertainty. I veered too close to philosophy last episode, and I'm dangerously close to doing so again, so let's dumb it down. A good example of this is the Warhammer 40k universe, with the God Emperor of mankind, the force of order, and the gods of chaos. Well, they're the force of chaos, and neither of these are good. Order and chaos are real cosmic forces, diametrically opposed, each fighting for influence over humanity, and they each have their devoted servants, from gods to mere mortals. However, it is rare for a person to be devoted or aligned. This is the realm of priests and cultists, which are really two sides of the same coin. And with no cleric player class, characters should not begin with an alignment, at least without good reason. The majority of the population are considered unaligned. They are indifferent, or if they aren't, they don't have the means to pursue their goals anyway. Despite this, they'll be often unwitting pawns in the great game. I suppose it's worth mentioning that there are creatures and people who are aligned to these forces, obviously, and depending on their actions could be considered good or evil. So a creature might be chaotic good or chaotic evil, but they are only aligned to chaos, not aligned to good or evil. There are other alignments also, corresponding to other cosmic forces, such as, and I don't have a good name for this, but nothingness or the deep, which encompasses the Cthulhu and Eldritch stuff, among others, or what is most pertinent to the players, the alignment of balance. Now, balance is not a cosmic force, however, it is this ideal state for humanity, and so true heroes, the heroes of humanity, fight for it. So most PCs are going to be champions of balance. One, because it's the heroic thing to do, but it's also the smart thing. Balance isn't a force in and of itself, and so has no power or influence, but a PC is free to use order and chaos and the other powers to fulfill their goals. Of course, one may slip too far down one path in the pursuit of their goals, at which point your alignment might go from being fluid to fixed. Okay, I hope that makes sense. In summary, order and chaos are real forces in the world, not good and evil, but domination of either would be considered bad, and yet each is necessary to prevent the other, so it could be good. Characters will therefore begin the game unaligned, most often fighting for balance, i.e. humanity in themselves. And they'll interact with these and other forces, potentially choosing a side eventually, either by accident or greed, or flitting between them as suits. Bye for now.